Hello everyone, we're starting Unit 4. Please write in your notebook Unit 4 Chemical Reaction. It would be a very fun unit. The main information in this unit are the type of chemical reactions. There are different types. We're going to go through each one. And then we're going to learn, at the same time, we're going to learn chemical reaction equations. Go through the detail of chemical reaction equation and to learn how to balance out the chemical reaction equation. And what is really a chemical reaction? I know you have experience with it during your everyday life. When we eat food, there is a chemical reaction going on when we digest it, right? A chemical reaction is really a process in which one or more substances, one or more chemicals, convert to form one or more new substances. Okay, and the one we put into a reaction, we call it reactants, and the one got produced, we call them products. Please write this sentence down and also write reactants and products down, please. And then what happens during a chemical reaction? What really happens is a process to break chemical bonds and to form new chemical bonds. It's really talking about the chemical bond we learned, ionic bonds or covalent bonds. We input energy to break those bonds, and it forms new bonds to form new stuff. Okay, it's really a process to break bonds and form new bonds. Please, again, also write this down and try to understand it. And we're going to practice more. And one more thing I need you to do today is to understand the language of chemistry. We're going to compare that with English. Okay, in English, we have letters, and in chemistry, we have chemical symbols. Those are the element symbols in the periodic table. And in English, we use those letters to make words. And in chemistry, we use those symbols to write chemical compounds formulas like sodium chloride and H2O, which is water. And then in English, we have sentences. And in chemistry, we have chemical equations. What is a chemical reaction represent is telling us the detail of a chemical reaction process. For example, this is an example of a chemical reaction equation. And this tells us sodium reacts with chlorine gas to produce or to form sodium chloride. So we can use either an equation, most likely we're going to use equation, or we can use a sentence to explain it. So I will need you to be able to write those in this unit. Okay, so we're going to practice more again. In a chemical reaction equation, on the left side are the reactants, and there's an arrow means produces, yields, or forms. It's telling us there's a reaction going on, and going to the side of the products. So basically, the reactants become to the products after the reaction. And there is some more detail sometimes you say in a chemical reaction equation, and there is a small s after the element or the compound, which means solid. L is liquid, G is for gas, and there is another one is AQ. AQ means it's a water solution. And I'm going to give you example. Okay, so for example, if you see sodium chloride in a reaction and it has small s in there, that basically is telling us that sodium chloride is a solid state, which is our table sum. And however, sometimes you see this one, and sodium chloride. After that, it's AQ, means we dissolve sodium chloride into water, which is a sodium chloride water solution. Okay. And the other thing is a triangle. Sometimes you see above the arrow, there's a triangle, which means heated up. And sometimes you can even see a chemical, which is above the symbol, the arrow, which means a catalyst. A catalyst is a chemical which is not part of the reaction, but can help the reaction to go fast. We're going to learn some more detail about catalyst. This right now, just for your information, I do need you to know these four and also this one. Okay, so we're going to give you example and then we're going to practice more in the live class. So when we see in English, when we see two molecules of gaseous hydrogen, two molecules of hydrogen, H2 gas, so it's a G, react with plus sign. Okay, one molecule of oxygen, one, we don't bother to write it. Oxygen is O2. it's another gas, so we put a G. To yield, which is the arrow. 2 molecules of liquid water, so it's 2H2O, and put a L, which represent liquid. So in chemistry, we are just going to write it this way, which means this whole sentence. We use English to explain it. Okay, so I would say since we have a short time for this year, I'm not going to require you to be able to write it like in the chemical reaction way, but I do need you to be able to, if I give you a chemical reaction, you should be able to explain it by using a sentence. So we're going to be able to, by using this to explain it. I'm not going to require you to be able to, based on this, to write this out. We can try it, but sometimes it might be hard. Okay, thank you very much for going through these notes, and we're going to go through more detail during the live class. Thank you. Take care.